That's funny. First match in with Prophecy Bird player beer. Sure, why not? Burn and landing pause site, send me up. Oh no, he's got the best start. The Thunderfield's here. So this card makes the next action in your deck cost one, or not cost one. It makes it draw an additional card. Who doesn't love drawing cards? Like a baby version of Landing Pause Sight. There's a small difference between Landing Pause Sight and Thunderfield, though, how they work. Landing Pause Sight draws the card when you play the card. Thunderfield's here requires this card to resolve in order to draw the card. We're not worried about attacking and defending. We're just worried about drawing cards. If he makes a Bambly Bot with his champion ability, I'm going to burn it here, I think. Yeah, Rage Fire me, draw a card. That's pretty good. So he's going to champion. Hopefully he combat trainings. Alright, we're going to play a Landing Pause Sight of our own. And then I'm going to play a Bumblebot. And because I have a Landing Pause Sight off and my opponent doesn't, I'm actually going to go ahead and play defense with this Bumblebot, especially since we're at a lower life total. Opponent, you know, has minimal amounts of removal. If they're spending a Rage Fire or a Crackling Bolt on this, I'm pretty happy with that exchange. I'm also just fine like trading this to take my opponent's clock off the table while we have 3 draws coming up and they don't currently. Play a shard that draws a card. When it rains, it pours. Catch you Tuesday, mortals. Let's go ahead and just get this Rage Fire back in my deck. See what we draw. Another Landing Pause Sight. Excellent. So we've got a troop with a draw coming up still from the last Landing Pause Sight. Hopefully opponent just keeps passing here. That would be great. Yeah. I wonder what's in his hand. Probably just like Ziggumat's games. It's gotta be Ziggy games, right? I'm gonna play this, and then I'm gonna play a shard into a Crackling Bolt and activate my champion power and start getting aggressive here since he's got nothing going on. Yeah, I can't even imagine what kind of messy tracking things would have to take place in order to try and mimic prophecy things. Heat Wave, huh? Alright, so opponent's playing a different configuration of the deck than we are, which is interesting. More controlling. Okay. Ooh, a Super Trooper. And we're going to go ahead and take the draw 3 here. And let's go ahead and play this draw 3 out. And then we'll play this Thunderfields here and draw 2, plus draw another one later. Do you need diaper change? Alright, hold on, I have a diaper change to do.
You don't fight me, this would go faster.
Good. Arcane focus here. Take the troop that draws a card as opposed to the shard. I got plenty of shards in our hand. We'll just fab that shard as a surprise later on. Burn my dork, sure. I mean, a deck like Bantel Draws, you have to ask yourself, like, is it really going to need a bunch of new cards in the long term for it to be great? I really don't think it will. Like, it's pretty powerful with the things that it's doing now. So I'm going to Thunderfields here before I Ziggumat's game, and the reason for that is this Ziggumat's game's prophesized. So if this game kills our own troop, that's fine. It's just like turn this into a draw an extra card, basically. Kinda wish I would have played this out first, but meh. Alright, let's go ahead and play this. I'm gonna go ahead and Crackling Bolt my opponent. I'm just gonna activate my champion power here. Get in here. I think I'm gonna Rage Fire him. Let's see if this lives. If this dies, I'm gonna play Starcaller Ancient. It lived. I'm gonna play Rage Fire. My opponent showed us he had main deck Heatwave, so he might have another one of those. I had 2 draws on it. That's pretty good. Bloomberg. Ooh, that's kind of scary. So we could just get Bloomberg this turn. Although I suppose if he Bloombergs us this turn, like, we're pretty likely to just, like, draw enough Rage Fires to kill him, right? Which doesn't seem great for his side of the table. Probably on the combat training my Bumblebot and crunch for 2 before we do anything next turn. Sure, draw some cards. Alright, there's his Ziggumat's game. We got 2 Starcaller Ancients. I'm only going to play one of these Ancients out, again, because he showed us main deck Heatwave. Okay, rewarded for my patience. I wonder what could possibly be about the format. Yay, we won the coin flip. That he wanted Heat Waves in his main deck. I feel like Heat Wave isn't particularly well suited in the format currently. It might be something I'm not thinking about though, but I feel like there's a lot of things Heat Wave's just not great against. There's the Bloomberg we've been talking about. So he's just like super dead, right? Just can never beat all of these. Oh yeah, he's just like dead to these 2 burns in my hand. This doesn't have speed, right? This does not seem good in the mirror. This draws cards and copies itself. Yep, sign me up. He discarded a Phoenix. Sure. I'm gonna kill you with these burns. Thanks for the draw, 7. I appreciate you. Just like have a casual 14 extra birds sitting in my hand that I don't need. Alright, so Zygomat's game doesn't seem particularly good. Burn seems great. Crackling Bolt seems fine. Oracle Song might be fine. Transmogrifade might be fine. Combat Training seems medium at best. Do I want Transmogrifade for Bloomberg? I feel like I'm just gonna burn him out most of the time, so I'm just gonna cut those. I feel like Bloomberg's probably just not great. I'm gonna cut a Wit and leave an extra Oracle Song in for like the card quantity. Yeah, let's try this. I really don't like Verdict, especially because I think Thunderfield Elder's ability on average is more powerful than Verdict's going to be in this matchup. We often aren't going to have the ability to like hold up counter magic except when it's awkward, and Thunderfield Elder hitting Verdict is just like super miserable. I'd much rather just like have all of my Thunderfield Elder hits be insane. Aside from like burn on Thunderfield Elder is not great, but that's a necessary evil I think, and that at least like gives us extra reach. The counter magic in the board of this deck is mostly for the Yodel matchup, and I board Thunderfield Elder out in that matchup. Focus on one, sure. So we're going to lead on Shard of Innovation for Ruby. I think I still want to get Ruby. Not quite sure what I want to do with this Arcane Focus just yet. Our hand's already pretty well situated. We have kind of a curve here, so no reason to just like fire off an Arcane Focus. We don't quite know what we're looking for yet. We may or may not draw shards. We may or may not need spells. Like, do you want to show your dad something? Come show me. What do you need? Oh, you want to come up? You want a different show? How about some Thomas? So, my line changed halfway through this turn. At first, I was just going to Rage Fire his Dome and pass, but then I decided I'd rather hold up Burn for the Bumblebot he's likely to make, and the fact that I did that means I should have played the Sapphire at Arcane Focus last turn. So I'm going to go ahead, yeah, because I really wish I would have looked for another shard last turn. I'm going to go ahead and play Lanipoise Sight, make a Bambly Bot of my own. Ideally, I want to play both of these in the same turn, so that way they both prophecy onto the same action, because having card draw and copy on the same action means we double the card draw effect as well. I'm gonna start on focus here, hopefully find a shard. Shard that draws a card, sounds excellent. Let's play that. I'm gonna attack with my Bambly Bot here. Hopefully he boarded out Bloomburg. In the event he didn't board out Bloomburg, I kinda wanna make sure we empty my hand, so... I do at least want to get these Rage Fires out of my hand. So ideally we'll draw a shard that makes a temporary resource next turn, and we go shard, seer, double Rage Fire, you go. Alright, and making a Bumblebot's not bad for us too, so we can go Rage Fire, Bumblebot, Rage Fire, you. Actually, if we draw a shard, we might go Rage Fire, Bumblebot, Crackling Bolt. Yeah, make your guy, that's fine. Keeping the boards clear is not the worst. That's great. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Just get the old 6 draws in the bank, and I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play the burn. I'm just gonna play the burn and just like kind of stem the bleeding a little bit here on this. So this has a draw on it too. So hopefully we don't get Bloomburged. I don't think it's particularly good in the mirror because we both have a lot of scary actions, but we just happen to have a bunch of Rage Fires in our hand right now. That's really good. How many actions does he have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 actions in there. So really glad we held up the burn now since it was able to kill a Phoenix. It's nice. Hey, Hacky. Is that good? I can't tell. So we've got 10 points of reach in our hand right now. Another removal spell. We've got 2... Oh, he's just putting another action in the crypt for his Phoenix? Sure. Looks like that's aggressive, but he was 1 action short of this Phoenix. And this Phoenix, when he plays it from the crypt, it triggers the 2 draws on it again, so he's got a lot of draws in the bank as well. Let's see if he has more Phoenixes to deploy. If he has 1 more Phoenix, we might be okay. If he has 2 more Phoenixes, we're going to be in trouble. Crimson Bolt, draw 2 cards. He's transmogrifating his guy into a... Sure, that seems like a risk that he didn't need to take. I guess a random 5 is usually okay, though. And this is a drew card, I guess. Activate this. Sure, he's dead. He hath been killed by fire. And again, I feel like we're in this spot where we might be a little bit ahead, so I don't want to get aggressive with this because dealing 1 point of damage to him doesn't seem worthwhile risking the possible 4 damage on the crackback. There should be an option to enable notifications. This is not one of my regular stream times by any means. I'm usually often not home on Sundays. That's funny. We have robots that he... Oh, that's funny. It's still worse than a Phoenix, but yeah, it's definitely not as worse as it could be. You're definitely right. Oh, this gives permanent 1/1. Oh. Oh. Okay. Seems fine. Man, when it rains, it pours. And again, at this point, I'm just gonna play a little bit of defense here. God, we should be so far ahead right now. Hopefully he's having similar problems. Please Bloomberg me. Please Bloomberg me. Please Bloomberg me. I think we played 22. So there's 9 more in our deck. We got 9 more in 30 cards. Oh no. Oh no, are we dead? Dead to another Rage Fire. Rage Fire, draw Rage Fire. That's sad. Again, just going to remain a little conservative here. Especially when we're at 8. So both of us are dead to top deck Rage Fires. If only this was poker, right? Ooh, that's pretty good. So he gets to make a Bumblebot and then power it up with the armory now. Oh, jeez. Alright, so we have to hit something now. We're dead on board. Because this goes to a 2-2 and the next turn he makes it a 3-3. Well, as it turns out, our opponent was not flooding out like we were. So they're dead to Rage Fire. We got that going for us. Focus into Rage Fire. That unfortunately does not do it. Looks like we're gonna have to play a third game. Third games are not good for the sake of grinding. Want to win quickly. That card ended up working out for him. It's Phoenix off the top. Yep. Yep. Have a little bit more lethal with your lethal. At least we had 5 cards in our hand. You know, could have had a lot of stuff there. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with how we boarded here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run it back. It's fine. Just hit a little bit better side of variance this game. Just draw all of the copy rage fires. We haven't had any insane turns yet that involve drawing copies with Starcaller Ancient yet. Those are the turns we live for. The Starcaller Ancient Thunderfield Elder draws. They are just the nutso turns. It's almost 4 o'clock. Oh wow, I've been streaming for 3 hours. Yeah, it seems pretty good. It's got Ancients and Thunderfield Elder in it. So go ahead and focus on 2 here. Focus on 1, I mean, apologies. Look at that, shard is what we wanted, so we will take our choice of 2 shards. Just go ahead and jam Ancient onto. Opponent can Crackling Bolt it, but they don't have the thresholds for Rage Fire. To play our Elder on 3, and then second Rage Fire on 4. I guess he has Heat Waves in his deck, which I still don't understand, but they are pretty good against us running multiple guys out here. It's like snap blocking every time here. Gosh, you're loud, kid. This has got to be a Heat Wave turn, but I think we're still supposed to play this out. Like, this is going to get value from the copy, so really the Heat Wave's basically a 1-for-1 if he does it now, which I'm fine. It's still good for him, like taking our 2 guys off the table, but he's not generating card advantage by doing so, really. Just Crackling Bolt. Yep, that's fine. Definitely better than Heat Wave would have been for us. Lanipoise Sight. Lanipoise Sight. Lanipoise Sight. Shard, sure. So I think we're starting to focus, see what we find. You play this, copy it. That's a pretty poopy one to have a copy on. Actually, I'm just going to take another Elder here. I'm going to play this. That was maybe the stone worst one we could have had a copy on. I'm going to attack for 3 here. I'm attacking before we play out our troops, so that way he's more likely to burn this than he has to save it for this. Didn't Heat Wave us last turn, so not expecting to get a Heat Wave this turn unless he just drew it. Lanipoise Sight's really good. Hopefully we can just be aggressive with these 2. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, is this Rage Fire just for 2? Yeah, we will Rage Fire this dork. I didn't want to Bambly because he could have peeled Heat Wave, but I guess we probably just missed a point there. Yeah, I feel like he would have Heat Waved by now if he had it, so I'm actually just gonna go all in here. This is like have him at a virtual 11 with this burn in our hand, have a copy coming up, and like if we hit a copy next turn, like opponent's super duper dead if they don't kill this. It's like get the hand empty. I guess not holding burn up's a little loose. Crackling Witch, sure. We did 2 draws towards a heat wave, which he did not find. Pass the turn? Pass the turn? Alright, let's draw our copy. Let's draw our action. Draw an action. Actions! Lights, camera. I'm just burning this. I'm just gonna save the burn. He obviously doesn't have the heat wave. So let's just crunch. He could trade Bambly bots and then take 8, go down to 5. And then I am actually gonna play out this other Thunderfield Elder because in the event that he peels Heat Wave, I don't mind having double copy on whatever action we're about to draw unless it's like Crackling Bolt exactly. Bloomberg me. Do it! Bloomberg me! Phoenix, sure. So just dead on board? Alrighty. He's gonna make me kill him, I can respect that. Burn your dark. Hopefully we draw a sick action this turn. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. FRS with the 2-month resub. Thank you for coming back again. I do appreciate it. God, this would have been just 18 damage worth of Crackling Bolts. Because this copies twice. You know, it copied with the Starcaller Ancient. Sure, man. You got a quick Heroic Outlaw. That's cute, I guess. Okay. Okay. So he wasn't just dead. I don't think. They have a third one? That's okay. Yep. Well, now I'm really glad that we drew this. Otherwise, we wouldn't have won that game. It's a lot of quick Heroic Outlaws. That's kind of sweet. I haven't seen that before. Put those 2 gems in it. That's a lot of Heroic Outlaws. Like, if we queue into each other again, though, like, that's a big downside for us knowing that those are something we need to play around. Like, it'll definitely affect decisions where, like, putting him to 5 versus putting him to 6 are relevant. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. See? Rank 22? Get it? It's a Taylor Swift reference? Yeah, I'm not. You know, sometimes I miss the days when we had music on stream, because humming along to awkward bad karaoke to recent pop music and bad early 2000s alternative was some of my favorites. I think I'm only going to play 1 or 2 more matches. Getting kind of hungry. Declan should be awake from his nap soon. Yeah, actually, you're right? Like, if he had 3 of them, so if he would have had speed on those, he would have just gotten to... I'd have flipped my keyboard, too. Just, like... He would have 24'd us? Yeah, wow, that's gross. I'm going to hopefully do more impromptu streams as time permits. My travel schedule is starting to ease up. I do have to devote some of my spare time to standing up a software release for the Linux project I work on, though. That's been kind of getting kicked to the back burner recently. Need to put that out, but... Did I have blockers? Oh, yeah, you're right, I did. I always love the in the end, does it even matter? Okay, I make that reference every time someone plays a Matter Reshaper, and they're probably about 50% for people to get it, you know, depending on their age and how angsty their teenage music was. The motivation. I would like to go first. Sounds super reasonable. We get to go Shard on 1 for Sapphire, Ruby on 2, Crackling Bolchu, start getting our Bambly bot in there. Thunderfield Elder hits the table on 3. I'm the player of the draw. My turn. Okay, it's just he's got to stop during my ready step for some reason. Is Motivation streaming? I know he streams on occasion too. Doesn't look like it. He said, how fitting playing your deck. Alright, so we're playing against Cosmic Dragons, which I don't know how that matchup is for this configuration. Like, I usually beat... Oh, that's a good draw. I usually beat the McBombus players when I'm playing this deck, but a lot of Bombus players aren't playing Starcaller Ancient for some reason, and I don't know why. This card's just great with the Prophecy cards. Just want to go super big and wide. Let's crunch with my Bambly bot. Play my Elder. This matchup is unwinnable for Prophecy Burn. Okay. I mean, Cosmic Shaman's a real beating, and this deck doesn't have any life gain, so I would not be surprised if this is a difficult matchup for this deck. We do have a particularly aggressive start, though, which is nice. Zigamot's game is not bad. This is one with copy. Okay. It's unfortunate that we drew that already, since I want to play the Starcaller Ancient out. Kills my dork. Seems like a good play. So we're just going to Crackling Bolt his face and make another Bumbly bot. Yeah. Puts him to 14. These two darks put him to 12. It's awful in the mirror. Well, I mean, McBombus in general isn't super popular. And like in the event you ever like sneak it in the mirror, you just bury them. All right, let's win this coin flip, please. Ding. Combat Training was a reasonable draw. This is why I use my real name for my username everywhere. That way there's not, like, differences in my username in different places. That's so confusing. Like Cosmic Shaman here, and then we can just never win the game. If he has Cosmic Shaman here, we're in an awful spot. Pact of Pain we can beat. That card's not great. And in this particular spot, that card's not great. Can't really beat a burner or Vampire Kiss here, so not playing around it. Just like gonna keep jamming. I mean, if he hits Cosmic Shaman here, we probably can't win the game anymore. Ernaz, sure. So if this Ziggumat's game is really good, we could win. You gonna put the VK back into play here? So what's the line to win this game here? Just like draw Crackling Bolt? This is definitely the best line. Alright, so we drew a shard. I think I'm supposed to burn the Bumblebot. And then if this Ziggumat's game hits both of his troops, like we win the 2 and 3 and then we win the coin flip, we can champion ability combat training kill him. Alright, so we're a coin flip to win the game here. Alright, won the coin flip. So, activate this. Combat training my guy. Crunch for exactly 5. I mean, I've been using my real name as my username so long before I started playing Magic competitively. Alright. Burn's not great in this matchup. Crackling Bolt's medium. Oracle Song is fine, I think. We bring in the extra Ziggumat's game because opponent will likely be bringing in... bring the extra game because opponent will be bringing in Drown Shrines against us. So we had to hit the 66%er and the 50%er there, so that's not that unlikely to happen. So 0.66 times 0.5, we're like 1 in 3 to win the game there with that line. And even if we don't kill them that turn, we're still not just out of the game. So you think I want a board like this? I think I want Crackling Wits more than the extra Oracle Song just because of the possibility of Drown Shrine. Crackling Wit can draw on their turn still. Yeah, let's do this. This hand's great. Kill Drown Shrine. We can draw a bunch of cards. We gotta focus. Ooh, a Nerb Gerbler. So the fact that we have the Gobbler now makes me want to hold this Arcane Focus even more, so that way we can use this as a turn to flick the Gobbler in. Hopefully he just plays Shrine here on 2 so we can Ziggumat's game it away. Yeah, good. And hopefully he doesn't have a second Shrine. Second Shrine we can't do a whole lot about, but this one... Pop goes the weasel. That's unfortunate. Ziggumat's game? Alright, so now we're just going on the beatdown plan. He did miss a shard drop, which is obviously excellent for us. I'm going to take another focus because it supports the Gobbler again next turn. So we're going to play this and just crunch for 4. Has 2 shrines but missing 3rd shard. Fair trade. That's so tilting to miss shard drops in the 28 shard deck. Been there, done that. Another Gobbler. Yeah, I think I'm taking the other Gobbler here. At some point, we're just going to like play it out as a 3 damage burn spell, essentially. Maybe I should have taken the Shard, because next turn I could go Crackling Wit, Shard, Bumblebot. Yeah, I think I am actually doing that. I'm just gonna play this, and then Flickering Gobbler and Crunch for 6. Not really much of a second game here. He interacted with us on this axis, but just doesn't have shards outside of that. Alright, you got Vampire Princess? You got 2 of those on the board. You do not. You could have kisses or kills here, though. Shard. Alright, I'm just going to attack with the Bumblebot here and then play the Thunderfield Elder out. That's actually really good. So we're going to attack with this. Oh, I guess it's not really good because he has Drown Shrine. Silly me. Hopefully these are getting prophesized onto a burn spell. I'm going to play this, and I'm still going to play this Seer out. There's links to these deck lists below the stream. There's a giant button that says Hex decks. The Prophecy Burn deck is listed under that. If he has Shard Extinction here, that would be not great for us. Hopefully we just draw Rage Fire. There's a Shard. Okay, and I'm gonna play the Baby Gobbler out here. I might just let this one die. He killed it. Alright, that's why we played the Baby Gobbler instead of the big one. He may or may not have Extinction in his deck. I'm just going to play this out. And this has 6 power, so in all honesty, he's almost dead. And God forbid we ever draw Rage Fire. Could have Extinction here. VK, sure. Sure. Zygamot's game would not be the worst either. Another Shard. So if I play the Gobbler, and he trades with the Vampire King... So if I play the Gobbler and he trades with the Vampire King, my opponent effectively takes 3. And if my Vampire King blocks here, he's taking 6, 7, 8, 9. So he could eat this. What if he blocks the Starcaller Ancient? If he blocks the Starcaller Ancient, he's going up to 11. And then he's taking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then this will be 11. So I'm going to play the Flickering Gobbler out. And the reason why I'm doing this is my opponent will not be able to block the Starcaller Ancient, so he has to block the Thunderfield Elder or the Flickering Gobbler here. And depending on what he blocks, it'll determine if I play the Shard of Innovation out or not. Okay, he's just trading with the Gobbler. That's a good conservative line. So I am going to play the Shard out since he doesn't have the Vampire King in play anymore. And remember, we can't draw extra cards because the Drown Shrine's in play, but the Starcaller Ancient will still double whatever we draw that's prophesized, so that's nice. And just dead. Okay. Sorry that second game wasn't terribly interesting. We're up to 18 now. I've been going for a little over 3 hours, though, and I'm getting a little bit hungry. This is a nice, short, impromptu stream. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. We had a few resubs, so welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. I will be back at latest on Tuesday afternoon, starting around noon Central Standard Time with more Hex Constructed. We're going to hopefully continue padding my ladder rank, so I'm nice and safe for when the season ends at the end of Wednesday. Might try and squeeze in something else tomorrow, but for sure on Tuesday, because that's my scheduled stream day. I'm going to go ahead and give someone a host. I think Alucard was still on, and Hacky was also streaming as well. So yeah, it looks like Hacky's on. I'm going to go ahead and give him... give him a host.